The Witches of Ayetoro 1. Ayetoro was a quiet village by day, but when darkness fell, it became a realm of whispers. For years, the elders spoke of the the witches who met deep within the forest. Their rituals were said to bend nature to their will, and their power was unmatched. Many dismissed these tales, but when livestock began disappearing and crops withered overnight, the villagers grew uneasy. Olanrewaju, a fearless hunter, was determined to uncover the truth. Armed with his bow, a knife, and a charm from the village Babalawo, he ventured into the dreaded forest one moonless night. The air grew colder as he walked, and the rustling leaves seemed to whisper warnings. Suddenly, he heard a rhythmic chanting. Following the sound, he stumbled upon a clearing. There, under a massive iroko tree, was a gathering of witches. They danced around a fire, their eyes glowing like burning coals. At the center stood a tall woman, her grey braids shimmering in the firelight. This was Ayomi, the leader of the coven. As Olanrewaju stepped closer, a twig snapped under his foot. The witches froze. Ayomi's gaze shot toward him. "Who dares disturb us?" she hissed. With a wave of her hands, the fire roared higher, illuminating Olanrewaju's trembling figure. "I come with no fear," he shouted, clutching his charm. "You have terrorized this village for too long. Tonight, it ends." Ayomi laughed, a sound that sent chills down his spine. "A mere mortal thinks he can challenge us." She raised her hand, and a gust of wind knocked Olanrewaju to the ground. The witches began chanting, their voices intertwining like snakes. But Olanrewaju wasn't defenseless. From his satchel, he pulled a small gourd filled with powdered AC, sacred energy gifted by the Babalawo. "By the power of USU, I command you to stand down," he yelled, throwing the powder into the air. It sparkled like fireflies, forming a protective barrier around him. The witches recoiled, but Ayomi stepped forward, undeterred. "You think your charms can save you," she sneered. With a flick of her wrist, the ground beneath him began to crack, roots shooting up to ensnare his feet. Olanrewaju grabbed his bow, dipped an arrow in consecrated oil, and fired it at the witches. The arrow struck the fire, causing it to explode in a burst of light. The witches screamed as the light burned their dark energy, but Ayomi only grew angrier. She chanted louder, summoning a black mist that crept toward Olanrewaju. He reached for his final weapon, a consecrated Opa Oron, staff of the heavens. He struck the ground, and a blinding light erupted, scattering the mist and knocking the witches to their knees. Ayomi glared at him, her voice trembling with rage. "This isn't over, Hunter. The forest will remember you." With that, she vanished, followed by her coven. Olanrewaju stumbled back to the village at dawn, exhausted but victorious. The elders hailed him as a hero, and the villagers strengthened their faith in the gods. Though the witches were gone, Olanrewaju knew they would one day return. But when they did, he would be ready.